Matt Riddle enters rehab following his WWE suspension. Plus, another major Raw star could have been written off TV last night. And WWE stars are teasing an NXT talent call-up. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Cassidy Haynes of Bodyslam.net breaking this one. We saw Matt Riddle get written off WWE television the other week, and for good reason. Bodyslam says, quote, "I was able to confirm that the reason that WWE wrote Riddle off TV is because he has failed another drug test and will be sent to rehab. The belief going around is that he has already entered treatment or will be going in soon, as most programs run for 30 days and he would need to be finished in time for his return in 6 weeks. I asked for clarification on what exactly came up on the failed test, but it should be noted that WWE no longer tests for marijuana."
Yep, this also continues ramifications back into the summer. Obviously, Seth Rollins was due to take on Riddle at SummerSlam. That match was cancelled and pushed back until after that. Well, it was at the Castle, wasn't it?
It was in Cardiff, yeah.
And we have more on this from Haynes, who said it was reported at the time that the reason for the change was due to a new creative direction. Sources have told me that the reason for pushing back the match was because Matt Riddle's failed drug test leading up to SummerSlam. That was the last test under Vince McMahon's regime, so it's not the first time.
No, and with Vince no longer in charge, Haynes goes on to say, a new creative direction was taken regarding Riddle, and his big match against Rollins was postponed until, as we've talked about, Clash at the Castle. Additionally, I was told, says Cassidy Haynes, that the company informed Riddle that this time another failed drug test would result in a rehab or fired situation, similar to what happened to Jeff Hardy. This leads us to Matt Riddle's most recent 6 weeks television write-off. So obviously he was told rehab or fired, and he's chosen rehab.
Fair enough, as he probably should do.
As you absolutely should do. We'll have more on this when we get it from official sources. Stay with Cultaholic.com. We'll keep you updated. That top story again, Matt Riddle entering rehab following suspension from WWE. Last night on Raw, in storyline world, we had another major star written off. What happened?
Bobby Lashley was taking on Seth Rollins. Then we had some jiggery-pokery, I think we would call it, with the referee. Bobby Lashley then lost the match thanks to a very surprising one of those spear into pedigrees by Seth Rollins. He took exception with the referee. Adam Pearce comes down. Bobby Lashley pushes Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce shares his sweeties with Bobby Lashley. He swears at Bobby Lashley because they cut the audio, and then he shouts, "You're fired!"
Oh.
But not quite like that. But he is fired, Bobby Lashley, for 6 weeks.
Yeah. As you are one to do. I mean, if you're going to get fired, I mean, round Christmas is probably the way to do it. All it's that like time off.
The footballer thing, we mentioned it yesterday on the news, me and Jack, when footballers are on one yellow card away from suspension, the game before Christmas, that's when you get yourself a yellow card to get Christmas off. That's what Bobby Lashley's done here. Fair play.
All I want for Christmas is a 2-footed tackle. Just get in there. So there's nothing that we've heard from sources that suggests this is anything other than a storyline bit. It could be something that they tell the story of from next week on Raw. It could be Bobby Lashley taking some extended time off over Christmas. We'll wait and see on this one.
It has been sort of the continuation of Bobby Lashley just losing, obviously, the big matches with the likes of Rollins and Austin Theory, obviously taking the title at Survivor Series. The continuation of that, and he snapped. Adam Pearce sort of threatened him with this sort of thing last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, and now it's happened. So I think it's storyline. It is just weird, as we say, because stuff with Riddle is happening. He was written off TV. Shotzi's been written off TV, and now Bobby has as well. But I think Bobby's is just storyline based, isn't it?
I think it more than likely is.
Yeah.
Speaking of storylines, last night on Raw, Dexter Lumis and Johnny Gargano, cheeky little scamps that they are, they bought all the merch.
That's my merchandise cannon there, Tom.
I like it. It could also double as a Dave Bautista impression if you pull that arm bit for. There you go.
Or milking cows.
Milking cows inside this pit of danger.
So basically, Dexter Lumis and Johnny Gargano, those wholesome pair of boys, they bought all the merchandise in the arena and wanted to give it to the fans for Christmas.
Wow. How lovely is that? The Miz not happy about that, though. The Miz attempted to steal the money back that he lost to Dexter Lumis.
Because he's skint now.
He's broken in.
Last week he had a cheaper suit on, a noticeably cheaper suit in my opinion. And then this week he was wearing all black to be some sort of like it was a disguise, wasn't it? So he could push Dexter into Johnny, who went arse over tit on the announce table.
But this led to Adam Pearce going, as Miz tried to run off with his own money, walked him back to the ring, and Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis challenged the Miz to a ladder match. Lumis versus Miz. They'll put the money up. They want Miz to put the same amount of money up, and then winner takes all.
Yes. And also to do that, The Miz had to dress up as a little Christmas elf to help the fans receive the goodies that Johnny and Dexter had bought with the Miz's money that Miz gave to Dexter. Yes, The Miz is basically paying for everything at the moment, and he's skint because of it.
I hope they carry on this route because it reminds me of sort of Diamond Dallas Page, I think in 1996 on WCW when he lost all his money and he just comes out looking more like a tramp every week. Like I want Miz around New Year's Eve to be walking out to the ring in a barrel with braces on.
One of those napkin sacks over his shoulder.
Yes, I'll gladly pay you back Tuesday. One of those would be lovely, please. It's also a nice throwback. And somebody put out a tweet that said, bit of a coinky-dink this past weekend on the Cultaholic YouTube channel, we uploaded a video which was the history of the ladder match.
Right.
And it talks about how the first ladder match was over a bag of money.
Wow.
And there's WWE doing a ladder match for a bag of money. I'm not saying that they're watching, but we know some people there are.
Tom thinks they're watching.
Some are. Hello, Rhea.
Hello, Mammy.
Hello, Mammy. Hello, Barry.
I do like Barry the dog. The best Barry-themed animal in the world, I would say.
Well, Barry the dog?
Yeah, better than Barry the something else, available at cultaholicshop.com.
Oh, brand spanking new lines available via cultaholicshop.com. Of course, you want your very own Barry the Shark, don't you? Of course, you want a tea time mug for your... Look, what you can do...
Liquor.
Or him. You want to get a tea time mug at Christmas time and go, oh, I'm having a cup of tea. Wink, it's full of Baileys. Christmas. That's what Christmas is all about.
Wonderful
what
stuff.
What a lovely time that is. Putting enjoyment noises on a t-shirt.
There's more things. There's hoodies.
There's hoodies.
Some of them pre-order exclusive kind of things. You have to log on the website to get them. It's all kicking off.
Get some Christmas Cultaholic stuff right up your stocking at cultaholicshop.com right now. On Thursday, if you've bought a Barry, they're all come autographed from my own hand because Barry, bless him, has only got fins. I'm going to be signing the Barrys. We'll do it live on Twitch. So if you want a Barry, get your Barry signed on Twitch.
And make him write inappropriate things on a Barry the Shark.
I can have a go if you want. Twitch, it's a bit more no holds barred on Twitch, isn't it? Cultaholicshop.com, brand spanking new lines just in time for Christmas. Now, back to the ladder match and back to Loomis, Gargano and Miz. I think they've teased a call-up, you know?
They have.
You saw this whiteboard on Johnny Gargano. They showed it proper on Johnny Gargano's Twitter, and it's ideas for how they could spend the Miz's money. And it includes like buying like robot suits, cloning Johnny Gargano's dog. One of them also includes jumping into the money like Scrooge McDuck in DuckTales. And in the top left corner, it shows them as astronauts on the moon. Over the top, it says, to the moon?
Max Moon coming back to WWE. Max Moon making his return in 2023.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Either Max Moon or Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes himself quote retweeted this, doing the eyes emoji.
To the moon.
So whether this could potentially be a nice way to bring in Cameron Grimes.
He does have money, and now Johnny and Dexter have money. They can be money friends. Money Incorporated, some might even call them.
Or what if we have a storyline where The Miz takes out a loan from Cameron Grimes?
What if Cameron Grimes has lost all of his money because all of this crypto stuff going on over TKL? He can align with The Miz. This could go either way.
Oh,
it writes itself either way.
The Broke Boys writing itself all over
No,
different. Very different, very wholesome film starring Donnie Darko and the Joker. A great Christmas film. Watch it with the family. More wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe and love you. Bye.
Goodbye now.